Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening. Welcome to this edition, this special edition of the X-Fan Show, Monday edition. Sorry we didn't do the afternoon show, but we did it for you at this hour because of,
there's a reason why we're doing it at this hour. We have two special guests today.
We really moving up the ladder now, aren't we, man?
We really are. Well, I mean, I don't know if the one is really a special guest per se. He's kind of looking a little like Humpty Dumpty sitting there. Really?
He's been on this show before?
He has. With you, actually. Should we bring him
in?
Me? Yeah. Should we bring him in, our first special guest? The one, the only Big Daddy Ed. And what's the reason why you're joining us tonight? Let's gotta know.
You told me it was going to be a surprise, so you tell me.
Oh, that's right. Arlington, should we say who our surprise is? Because he's here. It might be Daddy Ed's favorite non-Battlehawk player.
Sure.
Is joining us tonight. One of actually...
The one that I...
You didn't... And hold on, before you even go any further, sir, you didn't even give Daddy Ed a proper introduction. He is the co-host of the Monday evening show, The Bottom Line, with Brett. You know, they do it every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Big Daddy Ed.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
That's a proper introduction.
I'm used to it, A-Train. Don't worry about it.
Man, listen.
But look, if you
let's bring a special. Yeah, he's pulling up. Yeah,
representing.
I know.
I'm representing my man's team.
Our special guest, ladies and gentlemen, is formerly of the Vegas Vipers and free agent wide receiver. Bring him on right now, man. Jeff BADET.
In the only.
Jeff BADET.
Hey,
Jeff, good evening.
Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you.
We can
hear you, sir.
Dirty, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? How are you? Look, I'm just for you tonight.
Hey, I see you. That certainly look good on you, man.
And look, I even got a special. I'm representing.
Oh, you really?
He came with it today. Dirty came with it today.
If you notice, my Zoa flag is flying.
Okay.
In the background.
Daddy Ed, I'm hearing a sucking noise in the background.
Yeah,
Do you hear it too?
I was gonna tell Jeff, he better be prepared now because Dirty's in his element. When he was with Jersey, Dirty was supposed to be a sidekick, but tonight he's going to be taking over. So look out.
Okay.
Well, good evening to you.
Hold on, Amanda, the hyena. So thanks to the hyena for having Jeff. For goodness, she wants to see if you could show your Vikings jersey to Daddy Ed.
I sure can.
All right. Look, he's hoodie on. Look at that.
I see it.
There it is, Daddy Ed. Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
I think he loves him more now, man. I think he loves him more now.
Now I know. I should have drafted him instead of letting my daughter draft him last year. XFL draft. That's what.
Oh, there you go, Daddy Ed. Were you excited, Daddy Ed?
That was cool.
You're getting to talk to a Viking. You're getting to talk to
more cool. It'd be even more cool if he signed it and sent it to me. But
man.
I think
I had some extra ones, but I ended up giving it to some people that I promised. So, cause I had like 2 extra ones too, man. Dang.
You too late, Ed. You too late.
Jeff, you're probably talking.
I am wearing my Vikings hoodie as well too. I don't know. I was just I guess I was in the Viking spirit today, man.
Jeff, the guy next to you there, Daddy Ed, might be one of the biggest Viking fans there is.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Out
Man.
there,
they doing good too with that 5-game winning streak going on right now.
5-game winning streak.
You know they balling, man. They balling.
They beat the Saints again. I can't stand the Saints. So
I was about to say Vikings don't. We don't like the Saints. I'm with you on that.
Well, Jeff, as always, it's grateful to have you come on the show with us.
Thank you, guys.
This evening, and you have been on social media. You've been voicing your opinion on some of the. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm not gonna waste any time tonight. You've been voicing your opinion on what you've seen lately of XFL players as getting to the NFL, and one in particular was Martavis Bryant, and I looked at it as from a Jerry Jones standpoint. I looked at it, that's how Jerry rolled. He want the biggest name he can grab and say, hey, let's put him on our team. However, you and also fans have stated that it's not right because guys like yourself, Jacour Pearson, and others are getting overlooked. And I feel that way too. Like the two things can be true in the same sentence. And so I look at it as how you've been, kind of dealing with that, and what have you been doing to, get yourself prepared for just in case you do get that call.
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to say thank you because now I get to actually express how I really feel about the situation right now. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, it was no bad blood towards Martavis Bryant. You know what I'm saying? That was one guy that I got close with during the season. He was a real cool guy. You know what I'm saying? He was a really great teammate. So, first and foremost, I hope he does great. You know what I'm saying? But as far as my aspect on, I feel like now I'm in a way better space than I was. I could maybe say 2-3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm way more accepting. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the NFL ain't really nothing new. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how the NFL been operating since the NFL been the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold no bad blood towards anybody. You know, so I feel like I'm at a space now where like I'm accepted to where like if my path is being a superstar spring football player, I'm totally fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know if I get on the NFL team right now, I'm be on the bottom tier trying to work my way up. As far as like I get on the spring football league team, I'm the number one guy starting day one. So obviously, if I get that call, I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? I've been working out 6 a.m. every day, making sure I stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Not only for the NFL, but as far as spring football, we're getting to that time where like it's going to start here soon. You know what I'm saying? The year is almost over, but like I said, I'm just in a space right now where like I'm just more accepting whatever my path is right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to dwell on what's not happening for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just more so just me staying prepared for whenever an opportunity do come. So that's just pretty much where I am right now. Just I'm literally okay with whatever. Like if spring football is where I'm heading, I'm totally fine with that right now. But like I said, if this was me maybe talking 2-3 months ago, I'll probably have a different stance on it. But like I said, I'm just in a better space right now, like mentally and physically.
So here's something I wanna put up. This is something, and I found this over at News Hub. As you guys see, Jeff BADET is the 8th best receiver in the XFL.
Really should be top 3. There's a lot of things that happen. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too much into that, but it's a lot of things that end up happening after game 5 to where like we had guys. You know what I'm saying? We had guys crying for the ball. You know, we lost our OC, and I ended up missing the game, so those 9-game stats. So a lot of things happening too. And I'm really a top 2 receiver in XFL. For
you
real.
really are, and I mean, like you said, you had the one game where you missed.
Right.
You were the number one.
We lost our OC. We had other guys in the room crying for the ball. You know, so I'm not gonna go too much into that. But like I said,
is that who I think it is? Is this your teammate right here?
Who that?
Is that Sean Price, the tight end Sean Price? Sean Price?
Sean can vouch for me. That's my guy. Me and Sean go back. Hey, me and Sean go back 2020. That's my guy. Like that was one guy. Sean was one guy that I was close with since day one. Like once I found out we was on the same team, that's my guy. You know, we was on the Renegades together back in 2020. I love Sean. That's my guy. I love Sean. From Florida boy. That's my guy. I love Sean.
Sean Price, man. Hey, we need to find a way to get him in because I want to hear some of the stories that y'all had during the season. Dealing, in Vegas.
Well, here, we'll do this. I could do this. I'm going to do this. I'll copy the link, and if Sean wants to, here is the link for him. He can just hop right on the link right there.
Hey,
All he's going to do is click on the link, and there he does. But, Jeff, I do want to say something because I know Daddy Ed's got some questions about the Minnesota and all of that stuff.
Okay.
But I do want to say something about what you said when I had you on the Jersey, when Jersey King had you on his show, the Fang Gang Nation and all that. You were talking about how you were getting to a point in your life to where, like, you didn't know which way you wanted to go. And then you'd alluded to it again. Hey, I'm okay with being the number one guy in a spring league. I'm okay with that. And I know that we had talked about the whole mental health issue and all of that. Kind of give us the story up from when you were on with Jersey up till now. What have you done to get yourself mentally into that and in the right mental mind frame?
Yeah, another good question. I think I talked to you last time, like getting into therapy. I want to say I'm 5 sessions in so far. So that's like a month and a week. I've been meeting with them every week, you know what I'm saying? Being able to just find new tools, you know what I'm saying, to become a better person, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff we talked about, like just being able to appreciate the journey, you know, so I think that's just something that I kind of fell apart with, just being able to appreciate the journey, like being able to realize where I started from and then being able to enjoy like the journey of being able to be on the NFL team, being able to meet all these people, being able to network, you know what I'm saying? I think the main thing is just being able to accept, because I think that was a big problem I was having, is just being able to accept, because I had so much like high goals for myself and not being able to achieve those goals was kind of messing with me mentally. But also getting away from the fact of just saying like I was still able to have NFL jerseys with my name on the back, you know what I'm saying, being able to appear in NFL games, you know what I'm saying, also like I said, going back to being able to meet people. So I think more so it's just, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it, just being more accepting of myself. I think for a long time I wasn't. I just always was in a groove, but just feeling like I was never good enough, never just felt like I wasn't able to do things. But like I said, I'm in a space of just being more accepting of myself.
See, I love that answer, and like I said, I'm a very big proponent of mental health issues in men because it's overlooked a lot for men. Like the guy right below me, we have a very strong fatherly guy right down there, Daddy Ed, who I know I could just tell by his looks, Arlington. I could tell, I've been around Daddy Ed enough. I could tell by his looks that he's got something he wants to say. So Daddy Ed.
No, the question I have for you is this. You guys are elite athletes. You've been elite athletes your whole life. I mean, you've been the best of the best on your teams. Now you got to come together as a group of a wide receiver core, like you say. You had to be with Sean and Martavis, and so now all you have to get together. You have to be one unit with the quarterback. How do you keep that unity when, like you said, you have one receiver that all of a sudden starts crying for the football? And now the next game he goes 8 for $150 with 2 touchdowns. And now you've got to live with the fact that, hell, I could have done that if he threw me the ball. I mean, how do you keep that camaraderie going when you guys are really going for that next step and you need to have that big game to get recognized, but you got to sit back because you feel like someone else is crying for the football?
Man, that's such a great question, Big Daddy Ed. But I mean, it would help if those guys actually went for 8 catches and 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. But if you're not, I'm saying I don't want this. I don't want this to be a diss. You know what I'm saying? I love every single last one of my teammates. You know what I'm saying? I respect those guys. Like I'm saying, I know what it took to get to that point. So I'm saying I don't want to be disrespectful in no way. But I'm a type of guy that, like, You know what I'm saying? Actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? Your work ethic speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, how are you approaching the game? How are you practicing? You know what I'm saying? How are you getting the trust between the quarterback and the coaches? You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of factors that I look into, because I'm a guy that, like, all my teammates can attest to this. Like, I'm a hard worker. I work very hard. If we doing routes on air, we catching passes, I'm catching the ball and I'm sprinting all the way to the touchdown, because I'm trying to. Because those are some of the attributes I learned from NFL guys, especially like Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Is just every rep got to be a game rep, because I tell young kids this all the time. Like, practice is way harder than the games. You know what I'm saying? Games, you should be having fun, but during the week in practice is the hardest time in football. But like I said, just going back to, like, you know what I'm saying, as long as guys working hard, you know what I'm saying, and you'll have a great receiver group, you know what I'm saying, just coming out and knowing what the purpose is, practicing with a purpose, you know what I'm saying, just knowing that all of us was away from our family and stuff like that, and knowing that we had one goal, and that's to get better each and every day, you know what I'm saying, learn each other, build lifelong relationships. So I think that's pretty much how I can answer that.
But, Jeff, it's funny that you say that, because now we have a special guest for you.
Okay, then who we got?
You might know this guy. You might have shared a locker room with this guy a couple. But,
Hey.
join us, Sean.
Hey, my boy Sean, bro. My boy. My boy.
Arlington. The X-Band Show has taken a step up. Look, we got Big Daddy Ed, we got Jeff BADET, and we got Sean Price, which is amazing.
Heavy hitters tonight.
Right.
Heavy hitters tonight.
You both have some incredible stories. Like Jeff, what he's doing with the kids there in his home state of Florida, helping and mentoring, and what Sean is being an Ocala police officer, getting that time off to live out his dream in football. Now, Sean, we got Jeff on here, and Jeff, we're gonna ask you the same thing. What kind of teammate? And don't lie now. I mean, you're on
right. We got real fans on this show now. We got real fans.
What kind of teammate was Jeff?
Nah, Jeff is what he said he was, man. He approached the game very serious. Every practice, he catch the ball, he take it to the end zone. He only joked around after practice. During the day of the game, he wouldn't really talk to you. He just shrug his shoulders, keep his mouth shut. Very, very, very purposeful. Definitely should have been like you said, top 3 receiver in the league. But we had some things unfold throughout the season that probably shouldn't have happened. It didn't work in his favor. Jeff, a dog. You really should be in the NFL right now, to be honest with you guys.
Wow.
Respect,
wow, that's mad respect right there.
I agree. I agree with that also. Now, Jeff, same question to you. You got Sean on here. Don't pull any punches, Jeff. Come on.
I already told you guys how I feel about Sean, but like I said, me and Sean, we go back, man, to 2020, to where, like, we was on the Renegade team where both of us felt like, you know what I'm saying, that we should have made a ton more plays. And I think I was probably more happier than Sean when he scored his first touchdown. Because I just know what he been through, and he know what I've been through. Like, me and him finally got a chance to ball how we wanted to ball. You know what I'm saying? I really respect that. But like I said, Sean literally like a teammate that I like. Any team I'm on, I want Sean on my team. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he's a guy. I like to share locker room people that got the same purpose as me. So I see me and to Sean, to the way he approached the game and how much he loves the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's really why Sean, my guy. Like, if I see some attributes of myself and somebody else, that'll make us click. So he's a guy that, you know what I'm saying, any team I'm on, I love to have Sean on that team with me. That's my guy.
Now, here, I'm going to throw myself kind of under the bus. Me and Arlington have been doing this show for 5 years. Daddy Ed, he does the B-Hawk Live with me on Wednesday nights. He does the Bottom Line. Those two guys next to me, they're all about planning stuff, right? As you guys can tell, I'm just fly by the seat of my pants. Now, can you give these two some advice on how to deal with a guy like me? But look, see, neither one of them are representing your guys' team.
Man.
Like
see, that's probably the first thing they need to do is put on some Vipers. That's probably the first thing they can do.
Listen. I didn't even, when I found out he was coming on, I'm like, let's hope that he does come on, because lately we've been having some trouble with getting a couple of guests to come on and whatnot. And personally, I had a whole issue with my stuff, but I'm like, all right, with Sean was the biggest surprise to me because one thing I remember about Sean was the story when he scored his first touchdown. I remember seeing him from the Player 54, the show as well, man. And I'm sitting back like, I hope he succeeds at any major cost. You know what I mean? Like, because he deserves this opportunity. So I'm gonna ask you, Sean. You two, you and Jeff have like any competitions or something where y'all were like in the locker room, like where y'all were doing workouts or anything? Like I'm gonna do more than he does, or anything like that.
I'm not competing with Sean in that, man. Sean got that, man. Hey, when it comes to that, I ain't competing with Sean in that. He got that.
Yeah, Jeff was just trying to get to the game, stay healthy, man.
Any card games or anything like during like your downtime or anything like that? Did y'all do anything like?
Downtime.
That's my downfall. Like I'm such an introvert. Like I ain't even gonna lie, the players probably ain't see me unless we have like meetings or like practice or games. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think my mindset going into it, I was just like, man, I'm here. Let me lock in for 3 months, and then let me hope that, you know what I'm saying, NFL could be, you know what I'm saying, the next stop. So I ain't even gonna lie. That's probably one thing I probably could have got better at during the season. I was just such an introvert to where like the guys probably only seen me if we had practice meetings and like games. Cause I was just so locked in. I wasn't even outside like that for real. Cause I was just so focused.
Do I get to thank Mike Tackett for getting Sean on tonight? I think that's what we did, right? That's our guy though. Yeah, Mike Tackett has been. Oh, okay. Man, Mike has been a big fan of the show and stuff. So thanks, Mike, for that, and a pleasure for allowing, or having Sean visit the show and actually get to come on for a little bit, man. Very much. That was a good question from Amanda.
Right. What was it like with Coach Woodson, guys?
You want to go first, Sean? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't got nothing. I got nothing but great things to say about Coach Woodson. That's
say it. We want to hear him, man.
I want to say Sean want to go first, though.
I want to hear it, man. Say it.
Who go first?
Don't go too deep. Don't go too bad on it, man. But if there's something that wasn't right, I think you guys should be able to touch on it, but not go too deep in it. You know what I mean? Like there's some things that were known, and
there's a little man right there.
Boy, say what's up, son.
What's up?
What's up, big guy?
All right, so Sean, go. What was it like playing for Coach Woodson?
What was it like playing with Coach Woodson? Man, it was great. Coach Woodson, I mean, obviously he was a stud, Hall of Famer in the NFL, all of his accolades. Great leader. He can only control so much, though. I feel like that. He always had his best intentions for his players. He was kind of like a father figure on the field, more so than a coach for me. He always kept his poise and talked negative on guys. Was always optimistic. Woodson was great for me. Like almost like Jeff said, I have nothing negative to say about him. Just there's a lot of things around him that kind of just overshadowed his greatness. Right. I guess.
Go ahead, Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah. So, man, Coach Woodson, players coach. You know what I'm saying? Coach Woodson was a guy like a player like me. Like I like to, if like I said, I think I said it last time, Dirty. Like if I'm in a room full of dogs, when we leave that room, all those dogs gonna say Jeff was a dog. So the way I look at Coach Woodson, I knew like he's such this Hall of Fame coach. You know what I'm saying? He played 18 years in the league. So I was this type of guy that like I wanted to just show him that I was that guy. Like even though I'm not in the NFL right now, I still want him to be like when he talk about me, he like, hey, Jeff is that guy. So just having him as a coach just elevated my game so much. I just felt like I just wanted validation from him so much. Cause like I said, he was so cool. Literally every day at practice, if the scout team is out there, I'm in the back asking him all type of questions. I'm just trying to get in his head. Like he's a guy, I got his number. I can hit him up anytime I want. Like Coach Wilson's so cool. But like Sean said, like maybe like people that he had under him is overshadowing like how good of a coach he was. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of stuff just happened throughout the season, but. As far as like, I think Coach Wilson was like such a great guy who literally elevated my game. I feel like.
All right, Daddy Ed, I see you itching to ask a question because the only time you go to ask a question, you start leaning forward. So.
Well, the only thing I would add was, who are we to question your guys' feelings around Woodson? So I mean, if he was all that, then he was all that. I guess then the only comment I would make then is if he lacked anywhere, then it would have been the relationship he had with the media, because it seems like the person that we saw on TV and in interviews and stuff is not the guy that you're describing. So I would say it was probably more of a media issue then than it was a character football player type issue.
Yeah, I think with Cole Woodson, he kind of still feel like he like a player sometimes. So like he get like he get like real emotional because he just loves the game so much. So sometimes like he probably forget that he's a coach. He probably still ready to put on some shoulder pads and helmets. You know what I'm saying? Just ready to go out there. So I can see how like that aspect. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, we losing all the game. We 2-8. So I can kind of see like how frustrated he can get, because I'm saying he's a guy that won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He don't won on so many games, so he probably wasn't even used to all that losing. So I get it on both sides, to where like you also got to remember you're a coach, so you got to be able to put those blinders up and be able to handle the media. And then behind closed door, I guess you can just show your, you know what I'm saying, your true self. So I can see both sides. Cause like I said, like being with him, like you would think, like sometimes you would think he a player though, just the way like he approached the game. Like you would think he about to suit up with us and play. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's just how much he loves the game, just how much emotional he is about the game. Like so.
I remember watching him as a player, and I thought he was all that. So when they announced he was going to when he was going to be one of the head coaches, I was really pumped because I thought this guy is rabid for football. And then what we seen through the media's eyes, I guess, just turned out to be a little disappointing to me. But it's good to hear you guys still thought he was all that, because I definitely thought that when I watched him play back in the day.
Yeah, just my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off, but like real quick, it's just like once you, and also like being in like these spring football leagues and teams, you will start to see that like a lot of these coaches that like bring other coaches on the staff, it's just more so like relationship. They've been knowing each other for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna bring my boy on the staff. I'm gonna bring my boy on the staff. You know what I'm saying? This and that. And then that's kind of how like sometimes stuff would get kind of messed up, because it's like somebody bringing a coach on the staff just because they friends, and then sometimes that coach will come in and probably not take things serious or probably feel entitled to do this and that. So that's how you kind of get messed up in, you know what I'm saying, the organizations and stuff like that. Because I just felt like when Coach Woodson came on, he was just bringing on a lot of people that he knew from back in the day, and felt like he felt like he owed this person a favor, felt like he owed this person a favor. So it's kind of like you kind of know how they go down.
Yeah. Now here I got a question for you. Well, it's actually for Sean, because I want to ask Sean, because I asked Jeff how he prepared for a game, with you being an Ocala police officer, right? And much respect to you for doing that. I mean, in this day and age, I would not want to be a police officer in this day and age, right?
You stole my question. You literally just stole my question.
What was the preparation for you as being a police officer, going back into playing the game? Like, how did that preparation help you? And did you give pointers to guys like Jeff and stuff on your preparation as a cop, on how you prepared for your day, and how did that all work for you?
It wasn't easy at all, but playing ball, I have been playing ball for several years. The training doesn't change, and that being a police officer and being on SWAT, you're kind of forced to stay in shape anyway. So it never was really a lapse in my physical health per se. It was just that drive. I mean, because you work long shifts, and like you said, being a police officer nowadays it can be stressful, and it can be a lot of work. There's a lot of liabilities you have on your back. But having that, having to balance out sports, work, my business, and being a family man, it kind of brings the game. It slows the game down for me. Like I remember being in college and everything like that. Before a game, I'd be all nervous and amped up. Not being afraid to make mistakes and things like that because I lack confidence. But I guess having life experience and picking up where I left off, seeing real life experience, there are bigger things than football out there, like people dying, lives you have to take in a blink of an eye. And if you don't, there's so much scrutiny behind it, and then you get a chance to go play ball again. Game day comes around. There's no pressure, man. It's an opportunity to be out there playing that game, make plays and build those bonds with your brothers in the locker room, meet great guys like Jeff, holding those relationships. So with me, especially in a tight end room. When I talk to the younger guys, and they're like, man, just have fun, just relax. Like there's so much more to life than ball. I said, right now it's time in your life, man. So enjoy it. Those mistakes you make, they don't make you, they build you. So don't frown upon them. You're human. We're bound to make mistakes. You're bound to drop a ball. You're bound to miss a block. You're bound to miss an assignment because things change. The game of football is so fast. You know what I'm saying? You got other guys across the line who you don't know what they've been. You don't know how hard they've trained. So that just comes with the game. So I would say being a cop and training for me, I work my 12 hours. I go in from 7 to 7, depending on if we get a SWAT call out or not. As soon as I get off work, I meet with my speed coach at a local high school. We'll do speed training for about an hour. Then we'll go run routes for 30 minutes. And then I'll finish off in the weight room for like 45 minutes, just lift, quick hit workout and stretch, man. But that's pretty much what kept me in the game. And to this day, I still do the same thing. Fitness has always kind of been a big part of my life, especially when I graduated college and had some time away from the game. Just really had some time to find myself. So that kind of helped me a lot.
Jesus, listening to you two talk, I really feel like a fat, lazy hog because I don't do any of
Before you say anything further, Dirty, this is the X-Fan Show. Make sure that you go and check us out on our Facebook page, Twitch, and YouTube channels. We are sponsored by, of course, Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company, and we're broadcasting through the X-Fan Legion Studios. We're proud to have on the show this evening is wide receiver Jeff BADET and tight end Sean Price of the Vegas Vipers. They took a little time to join us on the show this evening. And Sean, one thing, I saw a couple of questions. I want to get Mike's question in because it was a pretty good one.
Well, hold on. Let me do the follow-up from Sean's to Jeff because I want to ask him. Jeff, what was it like having an older cop guy there in the locker room with you guys? Did you guys give him some hassle? Did you give him some trouble? Or what was that like? Like, what was the hazing you guys did to him? Oh, wait, he's muted. He's muted.
Mute yourself, sir.
My bad.
There you go.
Nah, but I heard the question. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? We always on our best behavior when officer ain't wasn't nothing crazy going on, you know what I'm saying? Officer in the building.
Yo, you think you had some handcuffs in the back in his equipment, did you?
You know what I'm saying? Get in the car, put the seatbelt on, drive the seat. Nah. But all those side, but like we ain't even look at Sean like that. You know what I'm saying? We just at that point, Sean was just, you know what I'm saying, one of our teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even, you know what I'm saying. At that time, we forgot he was a police officer. To be honest, like you know what I'm saying, we was just like like I said, we all here for one goal, and also to create relationship. That's one thing I love about football, being able to create lifelong relationship. Cause you just with a lot of guys that just know the ground. You know what I'm saying? We with a lot of guys that we can relate to. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing why football players tend to like become friends, because it's just a lot of, you know what I'm saying, relatable things that we have amongst each other. So, like I said, we ain't even, like I said, it was all, we just treated Sean like he was regular, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there you go. Not Arlington, did you notice who leaned up in his seat? Did you notice who leaned up in his seat?
Well, before
right.
Well, just to show these two I'm a stand-up guy. I got a confession to make to Sean. I'm going to apologize before I say it. My daughter and I were in XFL Fantasy League last year, and my daughter had Sean Price as a tight end, and so she come to me one day on waiver night, and she says, "I need more points out of my tight end position." She goes, "I'm thinking about picking up this tight end. Who should I drop? Who should I drop?" And I said, "Man, I guess you gotta let Sean Price go." So get this.
I bet that San Antonio game happened. That what happened.
You know what happened.
Hey, Sean, that San Antonio game happened.
She dropped him, and the next game he scores a touchdown and right away. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah,
oh man! But I don't think she remembered. She didn't know.
Oh, she didn't forget. She didn't forget that one, but that's funny. That's hilarious.
Sorry about that, Sean. I'd have never done that. I'd have never done that, but since it was my daughter's team, you know.
I want I wasn't trying to mess up her parlay, man. I was messing up.
Sean, I gotta ask you this. When you had like putting yourself in the place, I gotta get a little serious a bit. What was the whole thing? You like getting yourself prepared and ready for the XFL? Like, what made you say, "Hey, I want to do that. I want to do the XFL. I want to play football again"?
Look who joined us. Oh God.
Listen, people. And I still, excuse me, and
I'm asking a serious question. You popped it.
Gentlemen, I apologize. We apologize here on the Expand show that somehow the Queen Hyena jumped in. Are you going to be, listen, are you going to be good? If you're going to be good, I'll unmute you. Are you going to be good?
Oh, she got muted.
Yeah, she got muted.
Yo, but my question is, how did she jump in the middle of my serious question?
Right.
All right, Queen.
Listen, I'm only coming on here to say, listen, I won. Doesn't matter who I had. I won that whole fantasy league. And yes, I had Jeff BADET. He won it for me. Sean, I had you, but my dad made me drop you. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Yeah, but
the hyena can go. Thank you.
Welcome to the Expand show. We've completely lost all control again. I'm one of your hosts, Dirty. The guy right over there next to me is my partner in crime, Arlington Lane.
God.
All right, Arlington, ask your serious question.
Okay. The question was, it was basically about what made you say, like, hey, I want to try this. I want to get back into football. I want to play again. And just like the mental state of that. It was like, I want to get back into that grind. Where, how did all of that transpire getting into playing for getting into the XFL season?
A lot of guys at work was asking me, like, hey, man, you plan on going back to play? And I was kind of skeptical at first, because I had a bad taste in my mouth with, COVID and the AAF falling short, like it never finished through. So I was like, I don't know if I want to go waste my time if the leagues are just going to keep folding. And then some of the experience I had in 2020, like Jeff said, we weren't given the best opportunities. But at the end of the day, there's a couple kids in the neighborhood. I go out there, play toss with them, go play ball with them and stuff. They asked me, are you going to play ball again? Do you play ball? And I was like, I don't know. Like, you suck. You're slow. You can't do it anymore. And yeah, and I go to work and there's rumors going. We're saying the same thing, like, oh, price is low. You can't do it. And that just lit a spark in my mind.
Wow.
And, like, you know what? I'll go do it. I always knew I could do it. I just didn't know if I wanted to, but that's kind of all I needed. I got back on the field and started running routes. It's like, I'm a cop, so I shouldn't be saying this, but it's like, it's like crack or heroin or something. You get it. You get addicted to it. It's like a drug.
Lord have mercy.
Don't quote me though.
He said, don't quote me though.
I'm around here, so that was my best analogy.
Hey, do it however that makes it work for you.
Here you go. Mike's got a good question for both of you because you both played for Bob Stoops. You both played for Woodson. Okay. Who was the better coach, or which philosophy?
Who was the bigger players coach?
Yeah, who was the bigger player coach?
That's tough. I ain't gonna lie. Cause they both player coaches. Like Coach Stoops, cool as hell. If you a baller, you down there can get away with anything. I ain't gonna lie. If you a baller, like Coach Stoops don't really care what you do for real. Like if you practicing hard and you balling, he don't care. And I feel like Coach Woodson damn near the same way. Like Coach Woodson like he knows. Like that's one thing Coach Woodson told us like day one. Like he know how it is to be a professional athlete. Like he know what type of things we like to get into and stuff like that. It's just telling us to like just be smart, you know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing dumb. Just know like we're here for 3 months, lock in, don't know what the end goal is, but still have fun. But I can't really choose who's the biggest player because they both like when if somebody asks me player coach, I'm naming Stoops and Coach Woodson. Like I'm like
both of them.
Yeah, I'm like somebody like what's the player coach? I'm like Coach Stoops and Woodson. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat with Jeff. Stoops recruited me out of high school, and he's been the same Game figure since then. That was back in 2011, 2012 when I remet back up in 2020. Same guy. The only thing I would say personally, obviously, Woodson has more experience being a player and taking it, to the professional level, and Stoops kind of has more experience, as a coach. So that's why it's like you guys touched. I can see why Stoops was more poised and looked. He handled the media better than Woodson did, but as far as coaching, they both give me the same philosophy. Woodson needs to get a little more years on his belt, so he doesn't have to worry about how the media portrays him. But as far as like player to player, we're with him every day in meetings. We're with him at practice. We see how these two coaches interact. They're pretty much hand in hand.
That's real, Sean.
So a question came over by a different text. They asked Jeff if that jersey finally got in the Hall of Fame. Do you know anything about that?
Bro, I'm still trying to figure that out. They took my jersey after the first. They took my jersey and Louis' jersey, and then I remember what's our equipment manager name, man? I forgot his name. He was cool as hell. I can't remember. He hit me like
because he was the first one to score. If I'm not mistaken.
I was the first one to score. So they took my jersey after the first game. And then I think his name was Bob. And then Bob was just like, yeah, man, XFL took your jersey. You and Louis' jersey they're gonna put it in Canton, Ohio. You guys were the first, you know what I'm saying? So somebody posted a picture of Louis' jersey, but I'm like, can somebody post a picture of my jersey? Like, is it in there or not? You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting like a whole new jersey, like, and I got it right here. I ended up getting like a whole new jersey because they literally took my jersey after the first game and said it was supposed to go in the Hall of Fame. But I haven't like seen any pictures on it. Like I seen Louise, like somebody took a picture of Louise, but I'm like, oh, I haven't seen mine. Yeah, I feel like I should be in. I'm the one that caught the, like if I ain't catch the ball, like Louise jersey wasn't gonna go in there. So it's like
that's the part that you need to understand.
You get what I'm saying? Like
all right, here. So there's been a couple different questions about this because I'm based out of St. Louis. Big Daddy Ed's based out of St. Louis. Arlington's there in Houston. Vegas has an. I love the city of Vegas. Fremont Street's a great place. Love it. But let's talk about the last Battlehawk game that was here against you guys.
I didn't even play that game, man. That's the game I missed.
I know. That's the thing. That's
we could have won if I was in the Sean. You already know. You remember we were winning the whole game, and then
the shootout game.
You remember the fourth down, third down or something? CQ ain't get right. He was in my position. You remember that song? It was at St. Louis.
And then Seattle?
No, St. Louis. It was at St. Louis inside the dome. Yeah, and you remember that third down, like fourth quarter?
Yeah.
CQ was in my spot. That was supposed to be me. Like, man, I would have went crazy that game. Bro. And that was one game. That was one game I had circled because I turned like in front of 40,000 fans, man. That turned me up. Like, man, I would have been on one that game. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
That one, I had that game circled because I didn't get a chance to play it against in St. Louis in 2020. So they came to us when we was in Arlington. So I was like, bet. I finally get a chance to play, and then I ended up.
No offense, Jeff. In 2020, because we were at that Arlington game in 2020.
Oh, yeah, we won. I lost $100 that game, man. I thought
you played pretty well.
Man, I bet I had a friend on St. Louis team because we had hey Sean, we had that joint practice with them during camp. And we killed them, in the joint practice, like blew them over. So I'm like, hey man, we gonna beat y'all game one. Like, man, I had one of my homeboys. I like, man, I bet me $100. Man, we come in the game. It's like the coaches don't like flip the script on us, like.
So then, I'm glad you brought that up. The experiences like that, like from 2020 and 2023, you got a chance to. One, you got a chance to be in a season where you completed. What was that feeling like being in two different? You were teammates, but you was in two different locker rooms. So, what was that commotion kind of like for you guys?
Man, like I said, I gravitate to the ball players, man. I don't want to talk bad to any type of teammate. Like the guy that I was interacting to the most was like the ballers on the team. Like I ain't gonna lie, I like to be around people that, like I said again, that like kind of similar to how I am. You know what I'm saying? So.
And Sean,
yeah, I mean that's No, that's Jeff. Jeff is Jeff. I try to talk to everybody. Everybody. Not that he a bad teammate. He just
I talk to everybody, but I'm talking about the guys I talk to the most are the ball players, though.
Yeah. And they usually gravitate toward each other in the locker room as well.
Right.
But comparison to 2020 and 23. Naturally, yeah, you're gonna compare how things were ran in 2020 compared to 2023. There's a lot of comparisons that we talked about in the locker room that were different. Some were good, some were bad, but at the end of the day, it's an opportunity to play football. You're here to play football, and that's it. Go play ball. So
that's real.
All right, Daddy Ed, you leaned forward, so go for it.
Hey, I like Daddy Ed.
I don't want to jump ahead. So whenever you're going to get into the possible new league merger, that I got some more questions for him. But
here I do want to ask this because Mike asked a question, and I actually liked it right here.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jeff, going from the SEC to the Big 12, what was the biggest differences in the conferences?
Man, such a great question. This is a question I get asked about a lot. Okay, so SEC, I would say, is like more NFL ready-ish in a sense.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a conference that'll get you like more like ready NFL wise.
Uh-huh.
And I think I said that because of how like the strength program is ran. Like a lot of guys don't realize in college, you're going to be around your strength coach way more than you're going to be around your position coaches and the head coach. You're going to be around your strength coach majority of your time in college. So the way the strength program is ran in the SEC versus the Big 12, like a huge difference. Like SEC, like you're working on like resistant runs, sprints, and stuff like that, but you kind of spending majority of your time in the weight room. Now, when I got to Oklahoma, I felt like I was preparing for like the 10K or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a marathon run. Because I remember we used to start out when I got to OU. We used to start our runs. We start our workout. We'll run, go in the weight room maybe for like 45 minutes, and then we'll run again. Now, as far as like Kentucky, we would probably run for probably like an hour, but we'll be in the weight room for like 2.5 hours. Like it was something crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you could just see it like on film. Like guys are just bigger, stronger, faster. But so I think that's like the biggest takeaway. But as far as like when I was at OU, and crazy how like every single game was like our back was against the wall, like we getting everybody best. You know what I'm saying? Like every game was just like everybody just hoping that we fail. It was just so crazy how much like media attraction we was getting versus when I was at Kentucky. You know, we trying to make a name for ourselves. You know, Coach Stoops was a new coach in the SEC. We trying to bring out. He trying to build a culture. But when I got to OU, the culture was already been established for the longest time. So those two are the big like main differences I would say between the two.
Now, Sean, with you being in the ACC, right? So for you, what was it like being in the ACC and then going towards like, the NFL training camps and the first XFL and then this XFL? Like, what was the big differences for you then?
Basically like what Jeff said. Obviously, the conference I was in, you spend most of your time with your strength coach. Those strength and conditioning programs, now that I look back on it, they're rough. They beat your body down. Aim at like 45-50% because the week was just so crazy as far as attacking the weight room and running and not really giving us enough time to recover with our bodies. And then when I finally got some exposure with professional football, you realize like the difference. Like Jeff said, it's more NFL preparation. They understand that it's more important to get you to the game healthy, even if that means cutting back during the week, doing slight resistance training, making sure you're up on your nutrition, your hydration, opposed to grinding with very minimal recovery time. I would say the biggest thing is just being prepared for the game, like making sure you are at least 80 to 90% on game day, opposed to 50 to 60% where you're just like, man, my body, I have to work twice as hard to get up to a speed that the other team who has a more profound strength staff, those guys are at 80, 90. So I got to work twice as hard against the bigger program to try to outperform these guys.
There you go. Okay. That's an interesting. All right, here. So before we get into the thing that Big Daddy Ed wants to talk about, and we kind of want to get your guys' take on it, Mike wants to know the best environment, playing at Cashman, the Beer Snake in DC, or the Dome in St. Louis.
I ain't even playing the Dome, and I'm picking the Dome.
Because you saw it. You saw it.
Hey,
you saw
man, I want to play in that stadium so bad, man.
Wow.
But DC
Coach
lit
Beck,
though.
Coach
Hey,
Beck, do you hear that?
Are you hearing this, Dirty?
DC
You hearing
lit
this,
though.
Dirty?
Nah, I mean, I think DC would probably be just as lit as St. Louis if it was a dome.
Right.
But I mean, being in St. Louis, man, that dome, the lights, the crowd. I was like, man, y'all want to sign me next week or
right? That's like the closest thing to like the college experience. Cause like ain't nothing like college football experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get like obviously like NFL is fun like that, but like college when you get like a student section and younger crowd, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. I think that would make St. Louis so good because they give that college feel when a lot of guys know that like college football was like the littest time as far as like atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? The tailgating going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, student sections, like
when they took that fake punt to the crib to beat
us.
Oh
man.
I couldn't hear myself. I was heartbroken. I felt like I wasn't on planet Earth anymore. It was so loud in there. It was crazy.
Oh man, I got in trouble that game. I was tweeting something crazy, man.
Crazy.
Tamiko called me. She was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to delete some of those tweets."
All right, Dad. Come on, say it.
Did either one of you have the pleasure of getting to know Kevin Atkins, the defensive lineman for the Battlehawks?
Kevin Atkins? Nah, I didn't get a chance to. No,
okay.
Sir.
That was the one comment he made about St. Louis in the Dome was the fact that, when he played his football at Fresno State, he said their stadium held about 42,000 fans. And he said that playing in the Dome is almost like reliving his college days in Fresno.
Yeah.
The excitement of the game. So
yeah,
when you guys mentioned the relationship to the college games, I think that's the feeling of a lot when they come into the Dome.
Oh, here we go. Bert saying maybe we'll see you in Birmingham. Well, I'm glad he brought it up.
Oh God, Birmingham.
So, with all the merger, you guys, I know that you guys follow what Mark Thompson's saying on his Twitter and all of that stuff. You've seen the letter of intents that are going and being signing. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. Coach Beck, you remember, Coach Beck, we actually need a tight end who can actually catch his first 3 passes and not drop them. That's Sean Price. He can catch his first 3 passes and not drop them. We don't have to throw him 100 balls before he catches, any. And then we need a fast wide receiver. No offense, Battlehawks receivers weren't all that good.
Oh no, I think St. Louis had the best receiving core. Man.
Thank you. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Them Seattle, but Seattle throws the ball. Seattle throws the ball every play though. Like they cheating. Like I love we used to talk about that. Like man, we would go crazy in that Seattle offense. Because us in Seattle, we shared the same practice field, so they used to practice before us. And every time we saw it, they down there throwing the ball about 80 times a day at practice.
Look, I'm pulling up the receiving core.
Why?
Them boys are nice. I ain't gonna lie. I respected them boys. Them. Them boys are nice.
Oh yeah, nice. But here it is. In the top 10,
they got like 3 of them, right?
Nope. They have 2. Demarius Shepard.
Yeah, and then Hakeem Butler. Yeah.
Seattle has
3.
They had JP.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon and Blake Jackson.
Green. Oh, Blake Jackson. Oh, okay. I thought it was Juwan Green. Never mind.
Nope. And then Orlando has 2 with Cody Lattimore and Charleston Rambo.
Okay.
They deserve to be there. Yeah.
Yep. And then DC has 2 with Chris Blair and Lucky Jackson.
Yep.
And then there you are rounding out at right there.
Yep.
So now, yes, you guys need to come to St. Louis. Coach Beck, we need these guys to come to St. Louis. That's all I'm saying. Now, with this merger and everything that's going on, right, and the uncertainty of Vegas and all of this stuff.
The league as a whole.
Where do you two, as players, see where it's going for the future of spring football? For guys like you that, where you want to play ball, but how do you see all this transpiring into the future of spring football? Who wants to go first? I don't care.
I'll knock it off real quick. I think it's something that truly needs to be done, so the NFL can kind of step in as well too. I think what was holding the NFL back from having minor leagues was just 2 spring football leagues, to where USFL had their rules and XFL had their rules, so they can't really step in how they want to. So I feel like we finna get to a point where we're transitioning into where NFL team will have minor league team like NBA does and baseball does. You know what I'm saying? So I think these 2 leagues merging together will finally, because like you said, after the season, the end goal is for NFL team to come grab guys. So it's kind of why not the NFL have minor leagues? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's only right. It makes sense. So being able to have 1 spring football league, I think will create even more opportunities for guys.
Okay, Sean.
Yeah, no, I think Jeff hit the nail on the head, man. There's a lot of talent in the world, and NFL is not so much about who's the most talented. It's about supply and demand. It's a lot of politics that goes in that. So I think having
Amen.
my boy preaching, man. He a pastor on the side too.
Yeah. It's clear as day. I'll do shade on anybody, but there's some guys in the league that you just question. There's a lot of questions behind. And then you do a little research who their agent is and things like that. But having this spring league, it just gives guys that avenue, constant avenue to give them that opportunity. Give them a chance to showcase their skills, showcase their abilities on TV. So that way it gives them a better opportunity to fight off those politics and get those opportunities in the NFL. And with this merger, obviously the USFL has been in continuing to go on 3 years now. With the merger in the XFL, basically, you could say it's been 2 years. Thanks to COVID, it was cut short.
Right.
Then you have the right faces behind the right product. I don't see it going anywhere for any time soon. Now, as far as all the discrepancies, as far as which teams are going to be in and how many teams and how the playoffs and all that stuff's going to work, I'm interested to see how that's going to pan out. But I think in the end, it'll be for the best. I think they know what they're doing upstairs and got a lot of opportunities.
All right, this is a good one. This is a good question.
Yeah,
here.
I saw it. You saw Daddy had leaned up, so we were going to have to let him ask. But go. I like that question.
Whose rules would you rather have, the XFLs or the USFLs?
I think a lot of rules are the same, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out what's different. You talking about as far as football rules, the game?
And I think where he was going with that, this is just me. This is when I'm thinking on Denzel, the scoring opportunities, compared to, you could do.
I'm about to say USFL can kick PAT. We can't.
Correct.
Whereas I ain't like that.
You didn't like that? You like the scoring system that the XFL did?
I feel like you can have both. I feel like if we wanted to do a PAT, we should be able to do a PAT. But if we want to do 1, 2, and 3, still be able to do 1, 2, and 3. XFL was no PATs. You have to go for 1, 2, or 3.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like just having both options. But I ain't gonna lie. I feel like some of the rules NFL should take. I think my favorite rule is being able to challenge any call. If a referee get a missed call, you can tell them yo, it was holding on this, so let me challenge this, rather than you know what I'm saying, rather than the play getting out there then challenge it. I think that's one thing I liked about XFL a lot. To where you know what I'm saying, it can be a holding on the play, but the ref ain't see it, so you can be oh, I want to challenge that this O-line was holding, so they can literally go back on the film and we're oh yeah, he was this player was holding, and we can throw a flag on that. So I think
we lost Daddy Ed.
We got to get Daddy Ed back on him.
He'll be back. Don't worry. He's on he's at a conference, so his internet's not the best. Sean, USFL rules or XFL rules?
I'm gonna rock with the XFL. Because what I've been accustomed to.
Right.
That's just what it is. What it's gonna be. My main thing I like about the XFL, being around the game so long, is the special kickoff.
Yes.
Because honestly, I got tired of sitting back at the 20-yard line with guys coming at a full head of steam, who granted don't really have any future playing in the pro. They just come run 3 and
they just
in the ball for So I was happy with that. The 5-yard gap. But,
all right, here you go. This is a good one right here. Are you guys open to with this merger and everything going, would you guys be open to an official development league player allocation system like that the NFL Europe has?
Can y'all explain that more in depth? Like how did they do that?
Because if I'm not mistaken, NFL Europe and
the NFL
and the NFL were coincide by together. They were in the same season, kind of like what the NBA does with the G League, kind of the same thing what Major League Baseball does with minor leagues.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. I personally feel like it should be like that.
You know what, Jeff? Yeah. I would be with you on that, but my thing was the XFL. The XFL should have been a league of its own. Same thing with the USFL.
Yeah, but I think that was stopping the NFL from getting involved too, though.
And that's the thing.
Two different leagues. I think that would stop the NFL from kind of, like I'm saying, getting to that point that we were talking about just now with the NFL Euro. Cause I guess NFL Euro was the only thing going on, right?
Did they have around that time period it was, and that was so considered like
So it wasn't like no NFL Europe or like NFL Asia. You know what I'm saying? It was just NFL Euro. So I think that's why the NFL was able to do what they did. And I think I'm just going off what was told to me. Like I got a couple of like inside scoop people that I've been keeping in touch with, and I was just hearing that like this merge will help the NFL get more involved. So I think that's why my stance is high
is
right now.
I hated about that. I'm sorry, it was just I was never a fan of that.
I feel you though. I'm with you. I'm with you, man.
All right, here he is. He's back. That's Jeff. That's favorite guy.
Let me get Sean's thoughts on it.
All of a sudden, my phone got hot.
Oh
man, my phone got hot.
Hey, Daddy, I want to get Sean's thoughts on that. On that particular statement, like, do you believe that they should have been its own league, or you think they should work with, like its own allocation system, like what the NFL Europe does?
No, I think like what the NFL Europe thing is. I mean, just listen to like people back home. I come back home, having two different spring leagues at once is kind of confusing for people who. Some people don't even know that football is going on in the spring, and then when they tune in, they don't know if they're watching the XFL or the USFL. You know what I'm saying? Like would ask me like, hey, which one are you playing, USFL or the XFL? Right. Some people not football gurus, they don't know. They just want to watch us play, but they don't know which one to tune into. So I think bringing it together, it kind of stabilizes it. It makes it easier for the NFL to stick their fingers and pull guys out. Because when you got different spring leagues going at the same time, naturally as a human instinct, you're going to favor one or the other league. And honestly, if it was spring leagues, you're going to watch the one that sells the best on TV. So the one that has the most views, the one that has the most crowds in the back, the one that has the most advertisement. So instead of competing with one another, if you come together, because the USFL, I'm sure, had things that XFL didn't have, and the XFL had things that the USFL didn't have. So now if you're bringing those two together, which I'm sure that's what they're doing now with all the underwritings and things like that, they're seeing hey, this is what we do good. This is what you got. Let's do this. Okay. So let's give these players a better opportunity, watching a better. So that's my thought on it.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. All right, Daddy Ed. I know you got something. He's got something, Arlington. You can just see it in his face. Look at him.
No, so when you guys, you as you advance, as athletes, high school, college, whatever, a lot of the times you have recruiters calling you. Everybody's calling you. And now you've kind of reached the point in your career where, maybe some of the phones that you want to ring are ringing. And so at what point do you have to become a salesman then? Are you the one making the phone calls now, or do you still get the AFL, the USFL, XFL that are still calling you guys, or you got a guy, you at the point where you got to sell yourself now?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'll start off on this one. I mean, like Jeff said, like during the season, when these spring leagues, you gotta understand, like, it's not just about getting to the NFL, because if you don't get that chance, you gotta understand the spring league's gonna be around the following year. So, in order to not have to worry about making those phone calls, you go ahead and market yourself during the season. You know what I'm saying? You perform, you put your best foot forward every week, every game day. That way, when these coaches are looking at film reviewing, they're seeing, oh, Jeff BADET is scoring 2 touchdowns a game in the first quarter. Unfortunately, he's having 30-plus yak yards a game. Like, yeah, this is a guy we definitely want. Is he not in the NFL yet? This is a guy that's going to help us get to where we want to be for the spring league and hopefully get him back to the NFL because, he was overlooked maybe last season. I know for me from the AF XFL 2020. Now got me back in there. The little film that I did have that I put on film. That's what when I met with the coaches and recruiters, that's what they touch base on. Yeah, you did good back in the AF, or I like what you did here in XFL 2020. I want you to bring that this year and just add a little more things to it. It wasn't really me making any phone calls at all. I mean, I did go to the showcase that they had in I think it was the Tampa or Bradenton, something like that, whatever it was on Father's Day that year, and obviously did the combine. But other than that, I didn't make any phone calls. Naturally.
Gotcha.
All right, Jeff.
So let me see. So after the season, I was just my pride was just so much on the NFL to where like I had a couple of CFL opportunities that I let pass because I was just like, nah, I'm an NFL caliber player. I know something gonna go down. So I had that opportunity. But as far as like the mergers, like I said, like my play this past season, like I feel like I ain't gotta make no calls. All they need to do is just turn on the film and they should see like what I'm capable of doing. I've been in contact with like 2 teams, but I'm not trying to make any decisions yet because I'm just trying to figure out like what's gonna go on with this merge. So all I can say, I'm just pretty much just blessed to be in the position I am to be able to put out such good film. Cause like we in the business with like what have you done for me lately, but sometimes politics get into where like what you done 5-6 years back in the day can still hold weight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to throw no jazz at nobody, but I'm just blessed enough to just say like I was able to have recent film from this year to show like what I'm capable of doing. So I think just as far as like this merger and getting on another team, I feel like I won't have any problem with that. Cause like I said, I've been keeping in touch with a couple of teams right now, just waiting to see what's finna go on with this merger.
So do you both, so the draft that's coming up in December, if there is a draft that comes up before the season, are you guys both automatically in? Do they have to invite you in? How does that work?
I don't say we don't know. Like I said, I've been keeping in touch with Tamiko, Sean. She's been trying to update me, but she doesn't really know anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Right now we just hoping for some news to come out. It's been a lot of speculation being tweeted out and stuff like what people think is going to happen. So it's just a matter of just waiting to see like what goes on. Like, and then like I just feel like I'm just the type of guy that like last year, what I really loved about XFL is how we started in January. So it was just like soon the new year get around, we can get football going. But it's just like now I'm just like the longer they wait, we might have to wait until March or April. And I'm just like, dang, guys got to be able to sustain that. You know what I'm saying? To keep themselves ready rather than like the new year hit. Let's go after the Super Bowl. Bet we playing right now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I loved about how the XFL was before. So I'm hoping that like these talks that's been going down, they can keep the XFL schedule. But I don't know. I guess the longer they wait, the longer we'll probably get on the USFL schedule. Which I'm like,
That's another amen right there. Yeah. February football, amen.
Yeah, February football. That's where I'm at with
it. I'll say a freaking men on that one.
Now here you go. There's a couple good questions right here. Mike says right here, he goes, can you guys talk about the experience to the abrupt ending of the 2020 season, the aftermath limbo that followed? And I guess that kind of leads, you can kind of take that with the merger and all that. Like, what was that abrupt ending and then the limbo, the aftermath, and how does that translate with the looming talks of a merger for the XFL and USFL? Who wants to go?
I'll let Sean go.
I mean, in 2020, it kind of came out of nowhere. That was, we don't know what COVID stemmed from, but I mean, it was unfortunate. No one saw it coming. And now with the whole merger going on, I ain't gonna say at first I seen like gut feeling like I don't know what's about to happen. I don't even know if like they may wait to 2025 to kick this thing off to make sure all their underwriting is in play. I'm just hoping they get it going this year. Like Jeff said, as soon as New Year's, we can keep this ball rolling. That way, by the time the season's over, guys have a solid month, to get their bodies back on before NFL camp and things of that nature. That's pretty much my opinion on that. I don't really have much on that one.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, 2020 was an up and down year for me. I ain't gonna lie, like my first experience with the XFL wasn't really what I thought it ought to be. I thought I was gonna do way better than what I actually did. But so that was kind of like the down part. But the up part was, I ended up signing with the Washington Commanders at the time. So, that was a fun time being able to get back into the NFL and being able to experience the 53-man roster and stuff like that. And then, like I said, 2021, 2022 was kind of down years. I was dealing with injuries. And then 2022 is where I actually got a chance to experience the USFL. So that's why I got experience in both leagues. But my first experience with USFL wasn't the best, like I said. And then I was able to overcome that with a great season this past season in the XFL. And then, like I said, right now, it's just like I feel like everything that's going on right now, I just feel like it ain't anything that we're new to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like ever since these spring leagues been coming out, there's always something going on. There's always some, you know what I'm saying? There's always something happening. But I feel like with this time around, I feel like it's something that was set up to something like greater down the line. You know what I'm saying? To where like guys can go into college. And obviously, when we was growing up and going to college, it was either NFL or nothing, or maybe CFL. But now, like, just giving guys more avenues to play football. So now a guy can go to college and be like, oh, well, I can play in the XFL. I even had a guy, a high schooler, that's going to college, and he's about to be a freshman in college, and he already asked me about XFL opportunities. And I'm just like, bro, don't lose that NFL mindset, but also having the back of your mind that, like, if NFL don't work, you're still going to be able to play football. And I think that's the main goal. So I think right now it's just like we finna get into a time where like there's more avenue for guys to be able to play the game that they love, and not just focus on like, well, if I don't make it to the NFL, then my dreams are crushed. And it's just like, nah, you can still be able to play football at a high level because it's a lot of guys in these spring leagues that can easily play on Sundays. Like, it's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean.
That pretty much sums it up, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point right there, Daddy Ed. You got anything you want to ask or add before we go?
He needs to prepare for the bottom line, or is he not doing the bottom line tonight?
No, yeah, I think we're doing the bottom line.
He got to go prepare.
So I only got one more question.
Go for it.
If I get, and you knew it was coming, if I get a Vikings jersey, and I can get it to you, will you sign it for me?
Oh, without a doubt. Easy. That's easy, man. Sign it, put a good little. I'm not finna just sign. I'm gonna put a good little note on it. You know what I'm saying? That's special right there. Like,
if I get you that jersey, if I get that jersey to you and you sign it, that will become a mainstay in my backdrop. You guys didn't get you didn't get to see the real man, the backdrop I got because I'm out of town. So I'm in a hotel, so this is all you get. But I like So I'll have them get a hold of you and get your address so I know where to ship that bad boy. If you can turn it around, that'd be awesome.
Oh, now you got the hyena going. Jeff, sign mine too. Sign mine too.
Send it over, Amanda. Send it over.
Yeah,
you betcha.
Real quick, there was one more question. It was more of a comment. Since I heard from a player that the XFL showcases, there was a bit of bias where coaches were only focusing on certain guys from the start and not really working on much with the others. Did you guys notice the same or no?
Hell yeah. And I ain't even do it so because I just went to like 2-3 Orlando held like private workouts. So I went to that. That's the only thing I did because I really wanted to play on the Orlando team because that's hometown for me. And so I really want to play for them. But it was just a lot. I can go on and on about that situation. That situation pissed me off. That's probably why I had like one of my best games against Orlando, because that's the game I had circled. I took that game. Hey, son, you remember? Hey, son, remember? Like, hey, that game I was on one. Like that was when Sean said like I don't talk. Like I'm shrugged my shoulder. I'll be ready to go. That was one game I was just like, hey, we playing Orlando this week. They gonna regret. They gonna regret passing up on me. Like, and it's crazy because I don't want to go 2-2 it, but the receiver coach at on the Orlando team was my receiver coach at Kentucky, and he was kind of the reason why I like transferred up out of there. So fast forward, 7 years later, 7-8 years later, he's still kind of like holding grudges against me. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of, you know what I'm saying, telling the coaches not to draft me and stuff like that. And you got other coaches on the staff like, no, we need to grab Jeff with our first pick, and it's just like, nah, he's this type of guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, don't don't hold against me when I was 21 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 29 years old. I done been through so much more experience, and I'm a whole different person. You know what I'm saying? The way I approach the game, the way I carry myself, like you can't hold that against me as a 21-year-old versus how I am now. So it's just like
I'll say it for you, Jeff. I'll say it for you. People from Kentucky, idiots.
All right. Let me.
Idiot.
Man, it's crazy. He not even from Kentucky. He's from Florida, so he's supposed to be like a Florida boy. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be relatable, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't hold no bad blood in him. Like, we still, you know what I'm saying? We still talking there. You know what I'm saying? We still talk here and there, but like I do know how to hold my place around him. But like I said,
See,
like
look, you guys are getting the fans love. They're like, what does BADET and Price have to do already to get an NFL contract? I mean,
we you know what I'm saying? We just leave that we leave that to God, man. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't even too much worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I really play this game for like how my peers think of me, how my coaches think of me. You know what I'm saying? And I truly feel like once I hang the cleats of like all my peers, everybody I went against and played with, they're gonna be like, hey, Jeff was, you know what I'm saying? Jeff was that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think once I hang it up, that'll be something that I'll be okay with leaving the game. You know what I'm saying? Not so much about all the goals that I have for myself, but just really just how my peers think of me and how coaches think of me as a man and as a player.
Yeah,
it's time for Jeff to get a podcast now. Sean, before we get out of here, I gotta ask you, sir.
Yeah, you know some people that can help you out with a podcast.
If there was, really, it's for both of y'all. If the NFL does call, who's the first call you making when you get there?
Ooh, good
question. To let know, like, what happened, like
if the NFL calls you, said, "Hey, we want you on our team, practice squad, backup, whatever." Who's the first call you making?
Honestly, man, I probably wouldn't even tell anybody, man, because life experience, people.
Bro, that's how I've been feeling lately. I ain't gonna lie, but I got somebody I'm gonna tell though. I tell you can go, Sean.
You're gonna tell Big Daddy Ed, right?
Oh yeah, you got it.
If it's the Vikings, I'm for sure calling Big Daddy Ed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, come on, let's come to a game. You know what I'm saying? I'll have you at a game and everything.
Something tells me I'm getting some good seats at that.
Without a doubt.
50-yard line, baby.
That's right, man.
Yeah, man, you just see me when you see me. Hopefully, I get an active 50-man roster and I get a touchdown. Like, I didn't know that guy was like back in the
Yo, Sean, if you know what also would be great if Sean and Jeff both got on the same team again.
Yeah,
that'd be lit though. Hey, Sean, but I'll probably shed a few tears, boy.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, you already know I'll probably shed a few tears, boy.
Can you imagine if Sean and Jeff get on the Vikings?
Oh, that'd be wild.
Man, Amanda would get a good seat.
The shine on his forehead, the shine on his five foreheads of his would be just glowing. It would be as bright.
It would literally be a wrap.
I'd have to tell Amanda, you know, if it's just Jeff that's on the Vikings, I'm the one that gets the ticket. But if Sean's on there, we're both going. But I owe Sean an apology. I would have to, before he would give Amanda a ticket, I'd probably have to apologize to him officially for having a drop. There was only love, man. There was no. That's why my phone got hot after that. That was payback.
She says bullshit, Dad.
Hey, somebody's upset. Somebody's upset, yo. But hey, for real though, Jeff, Sean, thank y'all so much for coming on and gracing your presence.
We definitely
thank you guys, man. Thank you guys.
Definitely gotta have
Class
you guys.
act, guys. Class act.
Hey, I told Dirty last time though, man. Just hit me up, man. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Me and Dirty for the first time, and the other guy, like, it was real cool, genuine people, man. I love
Dirty and the football player doing a podcast together.
I gotta say this out of respect. You know,
he's gonna piss you off.
No, Daddy Ed.
You off. If you do a show with Dirty, get ready to be pissed off.
I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth.
Hey, they can't handle the truth, Dirty, man. That's how
right.
Oh my God, that's the both of them said.
People can't handle the truth, man.
Handle the truth.
They can't handle the truth, man.
I'm gonna say this to both of you guys. Much respect, Sean. Much respect for what you do. Daddy Ed's son, Derek, is actually a police officer here in Missouri at Eureka. You know,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
so much respect for what you do, especially in this day and age. The shit that you got to put up with and all of that stuff. Much respect to you on doing that job. Jeff, you know I got much love because how open you are with the mental illness, what you're doing with those kids there, with the coaching and stuff like that. Much respect to both of you, men. Here's where Dirty gets this little sentimental. Thank you both for coming on. You guys always have an open door on this show. Anytime you guys want to come on, I mean, Arlington, am I right? They have an open door.
Open door policy, man. We ain't got no issues with it.
All right.
Yeah. You guys want to plug? Who wants to plug their stuff where people can find you? Who wants to go first?
Let Sean do it. I'm gonna let Jeff close it out. We're gonna let Jeff close it out.
Instagram, Facebook, where anybody wants to follow you. Where can they follow you?
Yeah, women, you want to see the thirst traps, man, that he be posting, man? You know what I'm saying?
Don't be let him put you out there like that.
Hey, my bad, Sean. Hey, my bad, Sean. My bad. Hey, you know, that's my dog, man.
No, I'm gonna do you like dirty, Jeff. I'm muting you. You get muted.
That's how I be when you know what I'm saying, create lifelong relationship, you know what I'm saying, being able to joke with you.
You can't mute our guest, Arlington.
You want to bet? Acting like you.
Here we go. Watch this, guys. Look, I apologize for my partner there, how he wants to be so rude and start muting people. They're the guests. They can do what they want, Arlington. All right. Man. Where can people follow you at?
Just follow me on Instagram at _XI, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
All right.
Jeff.
Yeah, as you can see my name right here. You can just find me by searching up my name, Jeff BADET. I ain't got none. No crazy, no crazy username unless you find my MySpace. But,
oh my God!
The Queen says, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for hitting me up, Amanda, for inviting me on the show for real. So Amanda hit me up, asked me to come on. Appreciate that. Thank you.
See, and Dirty tried to take the credit for it too. That's what's so funny. He was really trying to take the credit for that.
I did tell Dirty after my song. I was just like, hey man, if you want me on, just hit me up. I'm willing to come on. But Amanda did hit me up on Twitter though, so shout out to
Thank you so much.
Executive producer, you know. Yeah. Arlington, are we ending the show?
Yeah, the show is over, man. You done got Jeff to side with you, man. I cannot believe this. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would see this on this show.
Dirty is always right.
Oh my God, this is.
See you guys later.
Bad. Thank y'all so much.